It was the dead of night when Emma first felt the weight of her failure. She sat alone in her tiny apartment, staring at the pieces of a shattered teacup on the floor. It wasn't just any cup, it was the one her grandmother had given her, a keepsake of love and wisdom passed down through generations. The teacup had slipped from her trembling hands after yet another rejection, her 5th job interview that month. Tears streamed down her face as she whispered to herself, "Why can't I ever get it right? Why am I never enough?" Emma had once been full of dreams. She wanted to create art that would inspire people, to leave a mark on the world. But every setback, every rejection, felt like another crack in her fragile spirit. Now, with the broken cup on the floor, it seemed as though her last bit of hope had shattered too. The next morning, Emma's best friend, Clara, visited unexpectedly. Seeing Emma's tear-streaked face and the broken cup, Clara knelt down and said gently, "Emma, you're coming with me. There's something I need to show you." Reluctantly, Emma followed Clara to a small, unassuming workshop in the heart of the city. As they walked, Emma noticed the buzz of life around her, the laughter of children in a nearby park, the soft rustle of autumn leaves underfoot. She felt a pang of longing for a time when her own life had felt so vibrant. Inside the workshop, the air was filled with the smell of lacquer and the soft hum of gentle music. Sunlight streamed through a window, illuminating shelves filled with delicate ceramics. An elderly craftsman greeted them warmly. His hands, though weathered with age, moved with precision and care as he worked on a cracked ceramic bowl. "This," Clara said, "is Mr. Takeda. He's a master of Kintsugi." "Kintsugi?" Emma asked, her curiosity piqued. Mr. Takeda smiled and held up the bowl he was working on. Its cracks had been filled with gold, transforming the once broken vessel into something breathtakingly beautiful. "Kintsugi is the art of repairing broken pottery with gold," he explained. "Instead of hiding the flaws, we embrace them. The cracks become part of the object's history, making it more unique and precious." Emma stared at the bowl, her mind racing. "But isn't it still broken?" "Yes," Mr. Takeda replied. "But its value has increased because of the gold. The same is true for people. Our scars, our failures are part of our story. If we learn to embrace them, they can become the source of our greatest strength." As Emma watched Mr. Takeda's delicate movements, she noticed how much care he gave to each crack, as though each imperfection deserved his full attention. "Do you think I could try?" she asked hesitantly, holding up the pieces of her grandmother's teacup. "Of course," he said with a warm smile. "The process may take time, but healing always does." Over the next few weeks, Emma spent countless hours in the workshop, carefully learning the craft under Mr. Takeda's guidance. Each step of the process, cleaning the pieces, applying the adhesive, filling the cracks with gold, felt like a metaphor for her own healing. The first time she applied the gold, her hands trembled, but Mr. Takeda's encouraging words calmed her. "Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about care," he would remind her. As she worked, Emma began to reflect on her rejections. The memories no longer felt like sharp stabs of pain, but like valuable lessons. She realized they weren't the end of her story, but stepping stones. Each failure had taught her something new, shaping her resilience and sharpening her focus. Slowly, she started to see herself not as someone broken, but as someone who could grow stronger because of her struggles. During her breaks, Emma would listen to stories Mr. Takeda shared about the pieces he had repaired over the years. "Every crack tells a story," he said one day. "Some are from accidents, others from neglect, but all are worth mending." His words resonated deeply, and Emma realized that her own story, with all its cracks, was worth telling too. When the teacup was finally complete, Emma held it up to the light. The gold-filled cracks shimmered, transforming the once fragile cup into a symbol of beauty and strength. She ran her fingers over the smooth edges and smiled, feeling a newfound sense of purpose. It was time to face the world again, not as someone broken, but as someone transformed by the journey of healing. Months later, Emma stood in an art gallery, her hands trembling not with fear, but with excitement. Her first exhibition, titled Golden Scars, featured a series of ceramic pieces she had repaired using kintsugi, each one paired with a story of resilience. People walked through the gallery, moved by the beauty of her work and the messages behind it. Near the end of the evening, a young woman approached Emma with tears in her eyes. "Your work has inspired me," she said. "I've been going through a tough time, but seeing these pieces makes me believe I can heal too." Emma smiled, feeling a warmth she hadn't known in years. "You can," she said. "Remember, our scars don't diminish our value. They make us who we are." As the gallery buzzed with life, Emma realized that her failures had been the gold that filled the cracks in her own life. She had found her purpose not in perfection, but in embracing her imperfections and using them to help others. This story reminds us that life's challenges don't define us. How we respond to them does. Just like the Art of Kintsugi, we can transform our scars into sources of strength and beauty. Every crack, every failure, carries a lesson waiting to be uncovered. It's in these moments of vulnerability that we find our truest selves. Let us remember that embracing our imperfections not only heals us, but inspires others to find strength in their own brokenness. By learning to see our scars as golden threads woven into the fabric of our lives, we can shine brighter and grow stronger than ever before. Today, take a moment to reflect on your own journey. What challenges have shaped you? How can you embrace your imperfections and use them to grow? Share your story with someone who might need to hear it, or take that first step toward healing and rebuilding. Remember, you are more valuable than you realize, and the world needs your unique light. Start your journey now. Embrace your cracks. Shine like gold.